Hello everyone, hello YouTube, this is Felipe, o Gato de Salto, and what do you think of my new studio? Isn't it fabulous and amazing? So today I'm here to talk to you about something that is very hot. Rainhas de Bateria, the queen of the drums. Okay, everyone knows there is something called Rainhas de Bateria, and people usually know what they are. Well, basically, it's a very beautiful woman, normally beautiful, who comes and parades in front of the bateria during the carnival celebrations in Rio. She's got an amazing body, she's got an amazing costume, all eyes are on her. That's basically the position that we're talking about. Now, there are Rainhas de Bateria everywhere. Everyone wants to be a Rainha de Bateria. Every sambista, every dancer dreams about perhaps one day dancing in front of the bateria because it's great, it's a great energy, you know? So what is the secret behind it and where does that come from? So I did dig up a little bit the history, and I found out that basically the first queen of the drums, the first Rainha de Bateria, was in the 70s. Adele Fatima was a mulata, and she was the first woman to parade in front of the bateria of Mocidade Independente de Padre Miguel in the 70s. Now, she did not have the title of a Rainha de Bateria. The first person to actually parade as a Rainha de Bateria with the title Queen of the Drums, Rainha de Bateria, was Monique Evans in 1985. Monique Evans is a celebrity in Brazil, and she also paraded for Mocidade, so we can basically say that Mocidade invented the queens of the drums. Now, the fact of being a queen, it differs for many different people. In my opinion, a queen of the drums, and in many other people's opinions as well, is someone who is there for the drum. It has to be someone who is able to dance to every single instrument within the bateria, who knows the players, who knows the drummers, who is actually also a motivation and a symbol, a muse to the bateria. Because, you know, when you're a drummer and you're playing, it's fun. But when you have a dancer in front of you who is actually embodying everything there, it's a lot more motivating. So I think that's a very important aspect that is very much neglected nowadays, not only in Brazil, in São Paulo and Rio, but especially outside of the country. So here in Europe, in the US, in Australia, I see queens everywhere, which is fine, you know, lovely, wonderful title, crown and sash, whatever you guys got. However, do you know all of the instruments? Do you know how to dance to all of the instruments, you know? Because that's a big part of being a queen. Now let's hear what Angeli Oliveira has to say about that.
A pessoa que tem esse título de Rainha de Bateria, ela precisa dançar de acordo com todos os instrumentos. Ela precisa sentir todos os instrumentos. Ela precisa ter o ritmo de todos os instrumentos.
So yes, feeling every instrument, knowing every instrument, being able to dance to them is definitely a prerequisite to being a good queen. Now there's also another part that is basically she is the head of the dancers in a way. She represents the entire community, all of the dancers. She helps the community. She is connected to the community. So she knows the Samba school. She is a symbol of the entire Samba school. There is a jargon within the Samba world, especially by the drummers, talking about queens that are, you know, queens and know the instruments, know the community and represent all of this that we just talked about, and queens that buy their own title. Now, the drummers, please people, this is not me saying this, it's known like this. The drummers call the queen who knows what she's doing and know the samba no pé and know the instruments, they call her the roots queen roots, Rainha Raiz. Now, the queens who just acquired her post by whatever means, she is called the Nutella Queen.
A Rainha Nutella, gente, por favor, não sou eu que estou falando. Foi criado pelos próprios ritmistas esse nome. Então, a Rainha Nutella seria aquela rainha que recebe o posto por alguma generosidade de alguém ou que paga o seu posto. Então, essa seria a Rainha Nutella.
Now, it's worth remembering that not only because someone buys a post that is a bad thing. Brazil is still a country in deeply stuck in a financial crisis, and any type of help to the school is a help. So maybe she's not the best dancer, but if she's got the charisma, if she helps the community, if she does a certain marketing for the school, which helps the school directly or indirectly, this is valid as well. Let's not discredit queens who do not come from the community, who are actresses or models or famous people. They also do their part in helping the school the way they can the best. So it's valid, especially if we remember that the main part is actually keeping up the energy and being beautiful and representing the school. So yes, it would be amazing to have queens only issued from the community, but if you've got someone who comes from outside and who is willing to financially support the school and who's got those attributes, and who can keep the energy up and it's beautiful, why not? So summarizing, the queens that are not from the community, they don't have the authenticity of passistas. It's not the samba no pé style that you will see for passistas, but they are great marketing for the school. Being a queen is also an investment for many singers, many actresses, because you are there. Everyone sees you, everyone sees the bateria, everyone is waiting for the bateria and wanting to see the queen. Everyone wants to know how she looks, see pictures of her costumes. So at the end, everyone is talking about her, and there is no better media for a newcomer actress or singer, or even people who are established in the arts market. It's just great publicity for everyone. So as I said, we've got the community queens. The most famous ones nowadays, I think, are two that I can say off the top of my head. We have Evelyn Bastos. She is the queen of Mangueira. She's been queen of Mangueira for a few years, and she is from the community. You can see that in the way that she sambas, in the way she behaves towards her school. Another queen that is issued from the community is Raíssa de Oliveira, queen of Beija-Flor, who has been queen, if I'm not mistaken, for over 10 years. And she's from the Comunidade as well. And then we have other queens that are from the community, but have very close relationships to the presidents of the schools. Some of them are daughters of the president of the school. We had Carol, daughter of the president of TUT, being a queen until this coming year, 2020. We have Bianca Monteiro, Rainha from Portela, who is also the daughter of the president. And the daughter of the president of São Clemente is also Rainha. So there's also that way of getting the crown, personal connections in a way. And of course, if you are the daughter of the president of the school, someone who's got a lot of power within the school, the chances are that you don't even have to pay for your costume, because the school actually pays for many costumes and got materials. So I am not sure how it works in every single school, but if you're daddy's daughter and you're there and you're queen, I am sure that those personal connections actually help you also get an amazing costume. Also because some of these costumes are so expensive, no regular person coming from the community can actually afford it. In Europe, at least in one samba school I know, this London School of Samba in London, whenever the queen is elected, she gets the costume, and the costume belongs to the school, but she doesn't have to pay for her queen's costume. Now, another thing that has recently started, and actually I got this sent to me as a question. Felipe, what's the difference between a rainha and a madrinha de bateria? That's a very, very good question. I also had to research about that, and I found out that the queen of the bateria is someone who gets the crown but can lose it. She can be replaced. If a queen has to be replaced, there are no competitions. It's not Europe, it's not the other, the rest of the world. If we're talking about the big schools in Rio, as I said, either it's personal connections or they get invited to be the queen because they're passista or someone who's worked really, really hard, like Evelyn Bastos, like Raíssa de Oliveira, or if it's about money, it's about money. If you pay more, you get to be the queen. If I get to, I don't know, to a big samba school in Rio and I offer a ridiculous amount of money, I will probably get the crown in spite of who is there or who was there before me. So that's why sometimes we see on Instagram or in the media articles or posts about people just stop being queen suddenly. It's very simple. Someone else got there and offered more. The Madrinha de Bateria is that person who baptizes the bateria, and she is forever. For a very long time, she cannot be replaced. That's one of the definitions that I found. This one is by Ivo Meirelles, president of Mangueira. Now, in São Paulo, things are different. In São Paulo, we've got queens and madrinhas parading together, both of them in front of the bateria, 2 people in front of the bateria. Now, there are different reasons for that. If you can share a post, if you can share a spot, if they're both paying, that means more money for the school. But there are, the negative consequences, because you've got 2 women who are fighting for the attention of the media and for the attention of the public, and who are really competing against each other. Who is the hottest one, who's got the best body, who's got the nicest costume, who spends more money, who's got the longest hair? I don't know. There's a lot of drama and competition going on. And some really funny situations are rising as well. If you check on YouTube, you can actually find videos of queens and madrinhas actually fighting during the parade in front of the bateria in São Paulo. In Rio, things are much simpler. There's only one queen, whether she comes from the community or she pays, there's only one, so at least there's not that much drama going on in Rio when it comes to the queens. Now, in Europe, I can say that most of the samba schools that I know have a queen, and usually it's by competition. I have been queen in Sapucaí no Samba, the samba school of Berlin, Germany. And it was an amazing, amazing experience. I learned so much from being queen. For the way I dance, another way of coping with the instruments, interacting with the drummers, I really did my best, or at least what I thought was my best at the time. And I noticed how these competitions take place and how they work. I made a video about competitions, so check that out. It's on this channel. Still, I have a feeling that most of the girls that I see winning competitions to become queens in Europe, they do not have the connection to the drummers and the instruments. They do not know how the instruments, all of the instruments are called, how they sound, how to dance onto them. And I think this is very important, because else you're just not a fake rainha, but you're just a rainha for show. What's the point? I think if you are in Europe, if you're not paying for your position anyway, if the media is not going to give you that much of attention because this is Europe. So this can be applied anywhere else in the world as well. If you don't have all of these factors, at least you should have the connection to the music and the instruments and know what you're doing to be a good queen. So yeah, I hope I could enlighten you a little bit about queens and madrinhas and the crowns and the royal family of samba. And thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I need your help, I need your support. And this way, if you activate the little bell here below, you actually get to know when a new video is out on the way. If you like this video, please leave your thumbs up and a comment, because I love getting your comments, and also give me suggestions of what to film next. And I hope to see you next time. Big kiss. Bye.